It's about that time to get out those garden boots and get busy gardening. There's just something about an aged terracotta pot that just wants to make you grab your garden tools and your gloves and to head outside. And today I had a perfect opportunity, blue skies, perfect temperature, no bugs, no humidity, and I was just inspired by that terracotta plant to get out into my wee little garden, not a big one, but look at this beautiful time I was able to pull up. It all survived, and so it inspired me to just put a broom in my hand and get sweeping and get my little pots out and think about what I'm going to plant this year. Even to pick some fresh parsley, rosemary, and thyme and put them in a little pot, even if it's not to eat them, but to at least enjoy the aroma. So my garden isn't big, and it's not quite ready for anything other than to just take out the old and start with the new. I loved picking what I could see survived through the winter months and just took a minute to enjoy the aroma. I deadheaded what I could, pruned back what I could, and then just enjoyed the little bit that remained outside. I even enjoyed being out on the porch, and I made a delicious salad with a few of those picked herbs and some goat cheese, olive oil, and balsamic vinegar, and just enjoyed the blue skies. The birds were chirping, and just a delicious salad and the aroma of those herbs. And yet, like I said, I just love plain terracotta pots, and the more you allow them to weather, I think the neater they look. And since our winters aren't as harsh, they do survive sitting outside. Let me just start off by saying hello and welcome. To those of you that are my returning subscribers, a big hello. And for those of you that are new, welcome. And my name is Marianne, and I am aging gracefully. And today I am really in the raw. This is a day that I'm home, so just giving the face a break. My Tuesday tip is this. I think it's great to plan and organize your day. I have to do that because I use a day planner, and I just jot down notes and things that I want to accomplish for that day. But also, you just sometimes just need to be able to just bend and go with the flow. My original plan today was to hush, or you're going inside. My original plan, for today was to work on my cedar chest area that's in my master bedroom closet and get it emptied out, reorganized, because there are some items that I want to be able to put away and store for my granddaughter that I just are keepsakes. And so that was my plan for the day. And one thing led to another. I have two really beautiful geranium pots that have been out on my front porch and just flourished all season long. I mean, big blooms, absolutely gorgeous. Everyone that came over basically said, "Oh my gosh, your geraniums are just like outstanding." I know. And I literally stopped watering them. I was doing nothing to them. And then we had a couple of warm spells, a couple of days of warm spells, high humidity, and I thought, I think they need a drink. So I gave them water, and don't you know, the next night we had a deep freeze, and so they were looking pretty bad, pretty nasty, and I decided, okay, today I'm just going to go out there and get those two pots just on the front porch cleaned up because they really looked horrible. cut all the dead off. And as I did that, I found a lot of fresh green shoots in those geranium plants. So I'm like, maybe they're going to refurbish themselves, regenerate themselves. And so I got them all cleaned up, and I'll put a picture of them here, and I'm going to look and see if I took a picture of them the way they looked about a month ago. And it just kind of put broom in hand, clippers, and I ventured out to the porch and decided I need to just do a brief winter clean. Hold on a second. I have to have a little discussion with someone. Listen, look at me. Hey, you need to stop barking. Now go lay down. Hush. Shh. It won't work, but... So anyways, I decided I'm going to give the porch just a little clean, just sweep the floor, knock some of the cobwebs down, fluff up the little pillow out here, and just kind of look around at what I have outside. Now, I don't have a huge garden at all. Last year we put up bed garden that was just the steel type cage box, and 2 of them, and I planted parsley and thyme and some rosemary. Now, the rosemary, I'm going to show you that, it smells heavenly, and I'm going to use these herbs tonight for dinner, is actually inside the porch, and it's doing very well. I gave it a little trim. I have it in a tin, big kind of wash tub, and it survived out here all winter long. The thyme is out in my little raised bed, and so is the parsley, and they all survived. And I can't tell you, it just smells so wonderful, so good. So my tip is, don't be just so rigid with a detailed outline of a day. Sometimes you just have to go with the flow and let the day take you. And let me tell you, I have had the start of a very difficult week. Sorry, I'm sipping on some warm broth because it just kind of goes well with my salad. My salad is made up of some goat cheese, a couple of different varieties of lettuce, cashews, tomato, olive oil, balsamic vinegar, and some bacon, some seasoning salt, and it is really so good for today, and it feels really good to be out here on the porch. Wow, she actually listened to me. She's sitting on the chair. Don't be so rigid when it comes to, planning your day. I think it's important. I can't deal with getting things accomplished and done for the day or the month or the week unless I have a planner. And most times the planner I use as reminders to me. This is what I need to get at the store, or this is going to add to my list, or I put a lot in there about how my mom's day is going, because from one day to the next, it gets hard to remember, okay, what day did this happen or what day did that happen? But I didn't get the Tuesday tip put out because I put a different video out this week. But my tip is, sometimes you just need to go with the flow. First, really gorgeous, beautiful, sunshiny, not a cloud in the sky, perfect weather day, no humidity, and that is a huge plus here. And no bugs to be out there attacking me. And I'm thankful. And for those of you who are not living in the southern states to experience this type of climate, please don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so jealous. No, because soon your weather will come. And soon I will be in the house because it will be hot.
and humid and just crazy with bugs. And so then I do have to schedule and adjust my day to get outside, because that's something that has to be done really early or pretty much later in the afternoon, like after 6, when it starts to cool down a little. So I'm taking advantage of it to sit out on my porch. I kind of spruced it up, and to just stop and smell the herbs, because they smell so good. It's like an endorphin. It just invigorates your inside, and wonderful. And it's inspirational too, because then you just want to sit here and make yourself a nice green salad and just enjoy the outside noises, the birds singing. It's fabulous. So today, I don't have a huge garden. I have some garlic growing right now, my thyme and parsley, and soon I will be purchasing some more herbs. I mostly am just planting herbs, and I'm going to get a couple of cherry tomato plants in, and I trimmed back my rose bushes that I had transplanted from the front yard to the back, and I just have some plans to do some small growth planting in the backyard this year. And we'll see how far I get with it or what can be done. But even to have this little bit, and I just am in awe of those people who have these beautiful gardens that they can just walk through. And I know the work it takes. At one point in my life, when I lived in Illinois, I had a beautiful raised bed herb garden, and it was huge. And my husband had the other portion of the raised bed garden for vegetables, and it was great. The growing season there is different, but I'm just thankful for the little bit that I do have. And soon my empty clay pots will all be blooming with different types of flowers and plants in them, and just fun herbs. I like to plant some herbs close by the porch in the back, because the scent is wonderful, and sometimes just walking by and you just, touch them slightly, they just emit their beautiful aroma, and I just love them. I love them. I just put them in here after I cut them, because I'm going to bring them in and use them for dinner tonight. So I'm enjoying today, and I just wanted to come out and just spend this minute with you and tell you that it's Thankful Thursday, because, as I said, it is a gorgeous day, and I'm out doing a little bit. I'm going to go back into the house, and I'm going to start what I kind of had planned that I wanted to do earlier, and whatever I get done there is fine. My week started off not so good, because Mom just decided that she felt that she was just good and strong and had a good night's rest, and her brain told her that she could just get up out of bed on her own and get herself to the bathroom, which she actually did get that far, because when I stripped down her bed the day before and washed it down and changed the sheets, I forgot to switch the alarm back on, because she has a bed alarm. And yes, of course she fell. She did not get hurt. I'm amazed, but I had to call and report it, of course, to hospice, because I couldn't get her up off of the bedroom floor. And they had to dispatch, of course, the fire paramedics to come and pick her up. She was quite scared, because she knew I was very angry at her, and that I did try to get her up by myself, which I shouldn't have, because it's a bad strain on me. But she was so weak at that point, she did pass out, and I had to slide her back down on the floor, and then she came to, and paramedics had to get her up and put her back in bed. And let's just say we didn't have much of a conversation that morning for the rest of the morning, because she was pretty exhausted and she fell asleep. And then I told her that because she was afraid they were going to have to take her to the hospital or something, and she was scared. And I know it might sound mean, but it's not, but I kind of let that sit inside of her for a little bit for her to think that way, because when she woke up, I had a conversation with her and told her, the next time you're not going to be so lucky, and you are going to get hurt, and nobody will be able to be with you. And you need to keep that in mind. I know. My mind just thought I could do it. And the thing is, she had been in quite a bit of pain a few days prior. Has very bad restless legs, was highly agitated. We did have to start her on a sedative, which has helped, and then increase some other meds for her leg neuropathy, which helped. And she got into a great deep sleep and felt very rested, and her legs weren't hurting. And she just decided, I'm going to get up and do this. And I found her on the floor. I mean, seriously, I heard her calling me. It was 5:45 in the morning. I'm like, what are you doing up? So I was just basically going to say, okay, it's not time to change you or get you up. You need to just close your eyes and go back to sleep. And a half hour before that, I had actually gone to the end of the hallway, listened. I could hear her rhythmically breathing from her room. And then I hear her calling my name, and I go in her room, and she's not in bed. She's not in the room. And I'm calling her and calling her. Well, of course, she doesn't have her hearing aids on, so she's not responding. And I look in the other bedroom where she used to sleep in, and I can't find her until I walk into the bedroom and look over the bed. She's on the floor, between the bed and the dresser, with putting another pair of pull-ups on because she felt she could do it. Okay, if you're a caregiver and you've experienced this, you know what I'm talking about. And it's difficult. So at 6 o'clock in the morning, with big bed head and all in my robe, I had to let these 3 big burly firemen in to pick my mom up off the floor and escort her little tiny body back into bed. But that little tiny body is just like, dead weight with me trying to pick her up off the floor. So the week didn't start out too good. And then Tuesday was the day that I had some extra help with nursing. I had to go out, and it just poured buckets. I just really didn't want to get in and out of the car a million times, I walked around Walmart, and I'm just like, what am I doing? Because it was just, from the day before, I already felt so down, and then the dreariness of Tuesday, and then yesterday, it was very gray and cloudy, really no sun until late in the day. So I just stayed home and caught up on house things, and then today, it's Thankful Thursday. So I'm going to finish eating my salad and drinking my beef broth right now. It's kind of a filler. And get into this delicious salad that I made and enjoy the sounds and sights of being outside today. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this. It's kind of just an impromptu, but it's just life, So if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And I hope you like it enough to explore some of my other videos. I've put out a lot, and we have a nice community here. So until my next video, be kind, be humble, and age gracefully. Bye.